obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team, and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Good morning and welcome to the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We're here at the County Soccer Complex on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Dar Danielson, Daniel Versteeg, as we're getting ready for a Class 1A quarterfinal here today. It'll be number 4 Gilbert at 12-5 and number 5 Underwood at 11-2. The teams are lined up and getting ready for the introductions here, as we'll get the state tournament going. And Daniel, nice day. Got a little rain last night, but sunny and so far not super hot.
No, not too bad. I'm sure by the time we get to noon it'll warm things up, but I don't think many people care. It's a state soccer tournament. It's a beautiful day, and it's going to be a great day for some soccer, I have imagined.
All right, so we're going to have the players come out, and they're introducing them right now.
Number 23, Kaylin Westerfield. Now let's meet the starters for Underwood. Number 0, Avery Honan.
Avery Honan, the keeper.
Number 2, Haley Stengel.
Haley Stengel, a sophomore.
Number 3, Macy Johnson.
Macy, also a sophomore.
Number 4, Holly Larson.
Another sophomore. There aren't any seniors on this lineup.
Mallory Leaders.
A freshman.
Number 10, Tyler Hall.
Hall, a sophomore.
Number 11, Kaylee Opal.
Opal, a junior.
Number 12, Corin Trady.
Corin Trady, a junior.
Number 15, Reagan Ward. Number 17,
She's a junior.
Lola Paulson.
She's a sophomore.
Number 18, Georgia Paulson.
Another junior.
And head coach, Tyler Nelson.
And
The non-starters for the home team, Gilbert.
now Gilbert introductions.
Number 1, Claire Koenig. Number 7, Anna Saltzman. coaches, Chris Ann Worley, Kelly Harbeats, Tom Eisenhart, and Adam Mesky. Now let's meet the starters for Gilbert. Number 4, Ellie O'Brien.
Ellie O'Brien, a junior.
Number 6, Madison Powers.
She's a freshman, Madison Powers.
Number 8, Eva Johnson.
Eva Johnson, a senior.
Number 9, Alex Harswick.
Harswick is a
10,
senior.
Sydney Lynch.
Sydney Lynch, a senior.
Number 11, Braylon Thomas.
She's a senior.
Number 14, Sarah Thatcher.
She's a junior.
Number 24, Abby Greeter.
Abby Greeter, a senior.
Number 28, Nora Kaufman.
She's a senior.
Maya Kaufman. Number 35,
She's a sophomore.
Katie O'Brien.
And she's a junior.
And head coach Don James and Heather Cairns. Our officials for today's game are referee Ryan Bevins, first assistant referee Wayne Grudel, second assistant referee Brian Watkins, fourth official John Reacher. Good luck to both teams.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and be ready for soccer, the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state soccer tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. And to help celebrate this achievement, the Iowa Farm Bureau provides commemorative soccer balls for each team competing in the state tournament. These keepsakes are a great way for these athletes to remember their experience here, as well as the teammates, coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors who've all played an important role in their journey. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament, before we get started, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, the proud title sponsor of the Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and I'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen. That'd be Story County and Pottawatomie County today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa girl, Daniel Versteeg. We're ready for state soccer.
We're ready, and we might need to hang on to our hats. It sounds like this could be a pretty fast-paced game. Lots of pressure want to be put on each forward and midfield line. So I'm eager for this one to get going.
Underwood kicks off. Gilbert's in the black, Underwood in the white. And one of the things about pace, we talked with the Gilbert coach. They have not played a lot on grass,
right?
And she said that could be an issue.
Yeah, it definitely changes how you have to play through balls, and how you run on grass too is totally different versus turf. So a different adaptation that need to be made.
Taken away they by leaders across the half, up ahead into the space, but nobody there. I was looking for Paulson, but Paulson stayed outside. That one's going to go down the line here. And Lola Paulson will pull it back. Will drop it back. Now to the keeper, and a little pressure by Gilbert early, and they force it out. So we talk with the Underwood coach. He talked about pressuring up, but now we're seeing Gilbert do that here early on.
Yeah, and Gilbert's got the power to do that. I mean, their forward line has been fantastic all year. It's why they've scored over 80 goals this season. It's a forward line that can make some noise, and they're showing that right now.
It's Cindy Lynch, 25 of those goals, their leader on the season. We have experience here, a lot of seniors on the Gilbert team versus no seniors on the Underwood team. We'll see how that plays out.
Right, but the difference is Underwood was here last year. Gilbert wasn't, so Gilbert took a year off.
Into the middle, looking for something there, and a little push down. Nothing going, just incidental play. Get it back out. Here's Underwood trying to get back the other way into their half. It comes outside, kind of a free ball there. There's a race to it, and Thatcher gets it, drops it to a teammate. Now back up to Thatcher. She's pressured, gets it off, up ahead to O'Brien. O'Brien now working it. She's double teamed and has the ball taken away by Stengel. And that one's going to go out to Gilbert. So Gilbert pressuring, keep it on their half early, aren't they?
And the nice thing too is seeing the give and take with Underwood. They're going up, and they're not afraid to get right up in the face of the Gilbert forward and midfield line and trying to make their life difficult. A textbook example there from Mallory Leaders forcing another throw in the corner.
So they throw it into Kautman. She'll drop it back up top. Now back over as they try to work it out. Looking in the middle there, knocked down by O'Brien, now taken away by Underwood. They get it out quick. Defenders are back, but that one sneaks through, and I think that one off of Gilbert, didn't it? No, he's
pointing for Gilbert. Yeah,
I thought it was a ricochet, but maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, Georgia Paulson tried to sell it that way, the captain for Underwood, and that's what you got to do, a little gamesmanship.
Well, from over here, but of course the AR, he's right on the line and saw it there.
Yep, so he had a good angle of it.
Those are the toughest ones when that ball's ricocheting around as a referee is trying to figure out which leg. That's why they have you're supposed to wear the same color socks and all that, so those officials can eye that and
figure out which sound was last and which leg the sound came from. Yeah, that's the trickiest part with those deflections.
So be a throw on the far side for Gilbert. Early going here. And sunny day. We had some thunderstorms, a little bit of rain across central Iowa. We badly needed it.
Yes.
My lawn burped last night after getting a little bit of rain. It's been so dry, but not enough yet. We could use more.
Yeah.
But not until maybe the weekend.
And maybe the weekend. Yeah, let's get state soccer in, and then we can get the rain. Coming from Northwest Iowa, we need it too as well. And we got a little touch of rain.
You guys have a lot worse.
We have it a lot worse up there.
Here's Gilbert working it now. Thatcher sends it across the middle, looking in there for Lynch, but taken out by Underwood. Now it's taken back by O'Brien. O'Brien, again, looking for Lynch, leading scorer. She has it on the right foot. Takes it across the middle, trying to find an open spot there. Nothing there. They'll keep an eye on her. She's got 25 goals coming in, their leading scorer. Back into the middle.
And, we were talking with the Gilbert coach before the game. She said, they usually play on turf. They've been trying to practice, but even still, I think we're seeing some of these passes just fall a little short for Gilbert because they're so used to playing on turf.
And she said, the grass we've been playing on isn't as lush and nice as this. And
exactly.
So, it's a little bit different because on that turf, that ball will go.
It's going to roll. You can play back a little bit. Yeah.
But here, you got to put a good stick on it and a little mustard to get it going.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
For the first time we're seeing Underwood up toward their last third here. And Gilbert now trying to counter. Underwood, man, they got everybody. They had everybody up across the half, so everybody pushed up now as they look to attack. Reagan Ward had it. Now into the middle. Ward sends it up ahead to Paulson. Paulson outside looking, sends it across, and that's over the top of the goal.
Hey, that's not a bad look. She had a centering pass there open with, I believe that was Ward in the center again, and a good look. But
just get it set up in front of that goal.
Exactly.
You never know what's going to happen. Somebody else gets a foot on it, or the keeper misses it.
Crazy things happen in that 6-yard box, 12 yards out from the goal. You can really make some damage up front there.
So the first real, I guess you call that a shot on goal there, although it went behind the goal. But
right.
The first real attempt on either team. Now Gilbert trying to bust back the other way, but it's going to roll down to the keeper, Honan, the sophomore, and she'll pick it up and pretty good boot into the wind a little bit. We have the wind blowing across us here from south to north. There's Underwood. Back over into the middle to Ward. Now all the way up and tangled up there. And good defense by Abby Greeter.
Yeah, and how about the job by Braylon Thomas to come out there, take away any angle at the net. Keepers are taught to come out there. It shortens the window for Tyler Hull there, who was making the run in the middle with the ball. And
that's such a thing you say taught, but a lot of that is instinct.
It's instinct too,
playing,
exactly.
Yeah, you can kind of teach them, but then the good ones have that instinct to know where the angles are.
And that's why Braylon Thomas is going on to play soccer at the next level at Division II Black Hills State.
Oh, Gilbert back the other way, trying to get a hold of it here. They drop it back, Thatcher. Now she'll get it back up the left side. Into the middle, setting it up there. Nora Kalvik. Madison Powers. Gilbert very controlled, technical, and trying to set up their offense.
Yeah, very patient, and that's a good thing to see. This Gilbert team has been here before. They've had 9 previous state tournaments. This is their 10th. But they took a year off last year. They missed the tournament, and they're not coming out and just trying to just get down deep. They're really being patient.
Underwood, Ward gives it a big boot. It went off of Gilbert, but now battled for it there. Thatcher going, and there's a push called against Haley Stengel.
Mm-hmm. That's our first whistle of the contest. Took about 7.5 minutes. So it had been physical up until this point, and evidently crossing the line. Which it's good to see where that line is, so that hey, what you can learn from and not do next time.
They get it into the middle there. Hull back up to Paulson. Now another shot knocked away by the keeper, and we're going to have our first corner kick of the afternoon.
What a save. What a save by Thomas. Diving to her right, got all the way to that low corner, and a beautiful shot by Tyler Hull. Also want to shout out Mia Kautman, who took away that run from Georgia Paulson, the captain of Underwood. Just got a toe on that ball and was able to kick it out of there, and then a great save by Braylon Thomas.
Looks like Reagan Ward will go over the far side to take the corner from the left side of the goal. Here we go, swinging in. Pushed out of there by Thomas. Handled by Underwood. They don't have control yet, though. Taken away by O'Brien. Now still battling as Gilbert trying to clear it. Find some space there. Back over to Paulson. Paulson looking, now drops it. Over to Stengel. And now Gilbert's just going to clear it and let everybody regroup here.
Yeah.
Probably good strategy there.
Yeah, Alex Harswick was the one who got that boot out of there. Just reset, calm things down. Underwood's got a lot of pressure on things right now, but Gilbert's defense is holding strong here in the first half.
That looked like that went out.
That was close.
Out in the air and came back in, but I say no. Down the line and back the other way. Yeah, you don't want to mess around with the ball in front there. You want to clear it out.
Exactly.
That was a smart move by Gilbert. Let everybody readjust and make sure they're in the good spot. So on the far side,
it's going to be Underwood's throw.
Underwood's throw.
The Eagles are going to be able to keep the pressure up, and that's something they do so well. It's why they've outscored opponents by so much this season, and why they've been able to get back to state 2 years in a row.
Yeah, Gilbert's had it in their half quite a bit. Now here's a drop through there, O'Brien, and now stopped by the defender, but back up, Thatcher, right into the keeper, Avery Honan. But a good stick by Thatcher on that one, but just right into the keeper.
And a fantastic job on defense by Mallory Leaders to take away that initial scoring opportunity by Ellie O'Brien. It makes things, you have to think about things a little bit more when the ball changes course like that. And then you put a ball on frame against Avery Honan, and she's going to save that about 95 times out of 100. She's just been fantastic this season, and part of the major part of the success for Underwood this year.
So now over the far side, Underwood, and then Gilbert sends it back over, knocked down. Underwood gets to it. And up to Reagan Ward. Ward in the middle. She sends it in there, and everybody kind of stood around. Nobody went to the ball that time.
That's where communication needs to happen. You got to be able to say, I'm going to go get this ball, or take charge and have somebody else go after it that's in a better spot.
They throw it in and try to boot it deep there. Was looking for Georgia Paulson, but Gilbert right there. Now Underwood trying to get control. They do here. Drop it back to Leaders. Gilbert chase it, trying to make something happen, keep them from getting across the half. And they'll switch fields, go to the far side. And I'll back up. Gilbert doing a good job defensively of clamping down, not letting them get it.
Yeah, well, Gilbert wants to put the pressure on. I mean, Underwood's had Gilbert on their heels for most of this half. They're trying to do it again. Gilbert, a nice job at least to keep get the counter pressure going.
Paulson battling with Johnson there, and it goes out to Underwood. So they'll get a throw down on their last third there. They get it into Paulson. Battle for it. And that's a looper, but Hanson able to handle it as Leaders hits the 9-iron.
Little pitching wedge shot from about 30 yards out.
You know, out here you look up in the sun and she loses it or something.
Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, and if you shorten that ball up, it becomes a pass, and maybe someone gets a noggin on it and can deflect it in. But I don't mind a scoring chance like that, especially when you got a boot of a defenseman like Mallory Leaders. She can. She's usually pretty accurate with those.
Yeah, and sometimes the longer shots they'll catch the keeper off guard
exactly.
And the defense too. So here Mount Gilbert with it back in their half. They're looking to get something going here. 13 minutes in the first half. This 1A quarterfinal. All the way over. Long pass, and can she run it down? She does before it gets out over there again. The grass kind of slowing it a bit. And then Underwood takes it away. Up ahead to Ward. Ward to Paulson. Over to Tyler Hull. Now Paulson looking for that, but Gilbert comes right up. Koutman. And they're back the other way. Madison Powers over there sends it out wide right. And that one a little long. Still trying to find Sydney Lynch, their top scorer, but she's been bracketed pretty well by that back line.
And Underwood, they read the scouting report, obviously. I mean, with Sydney Lynch, 25 goals on the season, you got to know where number 10 is on the floor or on the field, and Underwood's done that. And credit to their coach, Tyler Nelson. He has them ready to go. And so now the question is, can Gilbert have somebody else in that attacking line step up for them, whether it be an Ellie O'Brien, a Madison Powers, or a Claire Koenig, all of which have double-digit goals this year, but somebody's going to have to step up here on the big stage for Gilbert.
Looks like we'll have our first substitution of the day for you. All substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry free with IMT at IMTINS.com. We'll get the Underwood substitution as soon as we can here.
Looks like it was Tristan McMullen who checked in, sophomore forward.
Okay. And trying to carry it up the sidelines with Thatcher, but just couldn't quite run it down. She had some open green if she was able to keep that ball in play, but wasn't.
Yeah, and she would have been able to stretch the field, too, and spread things out a little bit. I think that's what Gilbert needs to do. They were kind of wedging themselves in the middle there for a few of their attacking opportunities. And I think spreading out the field, getting things a little wider will do them wonders here.
And here we go. Underwood pushing up as Ward. Ward lobs it in there for the run on and wide. Whoa. Tyler Hull.
What a pass by Reagan Ward. I mean, that you could not throw that ball any better right onto the foot.
The defense was set up. She stood right there, and where's the gate and the fence? And she put it right through the gate to her run-on teammate, but just a little wide on the shot.
Yeah, and again, Braylon Thomas comes out, takes away any angle on Tyler Hull, and we talked about this might be a fast-paced game. Each team wants to put pressure on, but we got a matchup of some of the state's best in net with Honan and Thomas here today as well.
Ellie Pyle comes in for Gilbert for an IMT Insurance substitution. And I think I did mention earlier we had our first corner. That was a Kruger Seeds corner. All the corners today brought to you by Kruger Seeds. First class seed, first name service. Learn more at KrugerSeeds.com. So We'll get everything up to speed here.
Yes.
First game of the day.
First game of the day, yeah.
What we're doing here.
Got to get into a rhythm, just like the players on the field.
Yep. I want to thank all the sponsors who helped put this tournament on. And now here's Underwood. Underwood so far has had the best couple of shots there. That through ball, but went a little wide. Now Underwood trying to pull it back. And this is one of those that's going to be interesting this first half, as you know, these two teams haven't played each other.
Right.
They watch a little video and get some scouting reports, but we'll see if nobody scores here in the first half. That one goes high over the goal, but then that's where you make your halftime adjustments.
Right.
What do we see in that first half, and what do we got to do in the second?
Yeah, and each coach talked about that. Yeah, we really haven't seen anybody. They haven't even seen anybody who's seen the other team. I mean, it just geography-wise, it never worked out. So these two played each other in a tournament in 21, but I mean, that's so long ago. We talked about Gilbert being experienced and Underwood being pretty young. I mean, nobody would have really remembered that game. Things have changed. So, it's a feeling out process, and they'll make the changes at halftime as both, veteran sets of coaches have done all year.
Good stop by Stengel to corral that with her foot, and Ward now sends it up ahead. Underwood trying to break through. They get by, send it ahead, but that's going to be a little far. They had Georgia Paulson out front there, but the lob was just a little beyond what she could get to, but they're keeping the pressure on here again. Headed up nicely by Treaty. Here's Ward. She's going through for Paulson again. Paulson was cutting right as she sent it to the left. And those are things, too, that you'll figure out as, she'll be saying, hey, when I come up, I'm going to send it this way or that way.
Right.
Figure that out.
Yeah, and that's all communication, too. They'll get a system down and see what they need to do here throughout the game.
And this team, Underwood, all their people are back from the team that made the tournament the first time last year. So
yeah, and they were semifinalists last year. I mean, they didn't just come here to have a good time and make their first state tournament. They came here to win a game as well. So kudos to Underwood. I mean, they're the 14th smallest school in the state to offer girls soccer, and just a testament to their perseverance, their grit. There's only 3 or 4 players on that bench, but that doesn't stop them from being an outstanding program.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why, a lot of the other sports you're seeing 5 classes, but here you only have 3.
Yeah,
we have
the 3.
IMT insurance substitution. Kate Christensen coming in for Underwood, and learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. So, yeah, you just 3 classes, because those smaller schools is hard enough, and then you got, you're competing with softball, too. You get into the summer a little bit.
And you got your tracks and your golfs, and, there's a lot of stuff going on in the spring. So it makes sense for the 3-class system here on the girls' soccer side.
And I do see some of the, I think there's some players that can go to other schools and play if they're a small school they want to play soccer.
Yeah, there's a lot of co-op sharing agreements, which is really cool too, and it gets communities that normally compete in pretty much everything else to get to come together every now and then and compete with each other, and I think that makes those rivalries in those other sports that much more fun when you play with each other during the spring.
Gilbert now turning it around, trying to get it back, going back the other way. O'Brien sends it across to Pyle. Pile up ahead to Thatcher. Thatcher double team. She'll try to get it up there. Does to Saltzman. Saltzman gets the triple team now, but she clears it over, and they're still looking for Sydney Lynch in the middle there, trying to get her the ball, and she's only had it on her foot a couple times so far.
The best analogy that's coming to mind is they're spying Sydney Lynch right now. I know that's an other football term, but it's really true. I mean, they're kind of mirroring her wherever she goes as we get looks like our first water break of the day.
Here.
Yeah.
So we have a break in the action for the water. They do that when the heat index gets up. And you want to keep it here, or do you want to break? Okay, we'll stay here. And so far, just a lot of back and forth. We've seen a couple nice attacks by Underwood, and as we were just talking about there, they've kept Sydney Lynch under wraps there for and it's kind of that old thing like you do in basketball. Well, let's try to let somebody else beat us.
Right, exactly.
Not let her, and even she hasn't even been able to get it and distribute it when she has had it, and she's only had a couple touches.
And that's the thing that makes Sydney Lynch so good throughout the year is she could score all those fantastic goals she had throughout the year, but she could distribute it well, and that's why I talked about the other three forwards on that line, and Koenig, O'Brien, and Powers. Those three, somebody has got to be able to take charge up there because Sydney can be a vocal leader in that front line, but right now that ball's not being able to get to her with Underwood's outstanding defense on her. So you got to look for other options there.
And the thing about it is, a good scorer, they can be quiet for
79 minutes
or 79 minutes, and then the one time you don't, mark her and leave her open, boom.
It just
she'll
takes
burn you. And
one
soccer,
missed assignment.
Yeah. In soccer, one goal could turn it, especially here at the state tournament.
Yeah, especially and with how the first 20 minutes have gone, with it just kind of being a feeling out process and just trying to see what's going to work. I mean, Underwood has had, the majority of the success for the first 20 minutes or so, but, they're not going to it's not going to stay that way for long. I mean, I'm sure that water break was used by Coach Jones and Currens to say, hey, this is what we got to do. These are the things we got to be able to be successful on if we're going to stick around here for Friday.
So Underwood will get the free kick to start it off here, get it back into play after the water break, and when that heat index gets up there, that's why they take the breaks about halfway through.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, these players get so gassed so much easier, and it's the right rule.
I think a lot of so far, in this spring, there's been a lot of cool days.
There has
been a lot of these warm days to play in. So
yeah, I mean, most of the time they're wearing the tights all the way up and the long sleeve undershirts and maybe a scarf or a headband or something around their head too, because spring soccer at Iowa is no joke, especially in April.
Well, we've had I've done some beautiful games, but they've been all kind of cool and not too hot, which is nice. But then you get here and you turn up the heat a little bit, and then you got the added pressure. You're playing for a state title.
Exactly. It just ramps everything up that much more here here at the County Sports Complex.
A few fans from Gilbert, they said they didn't get much rain either. More thunder and lightning than rain like we had in Central Iowa. But back to action, Underwood, Georgia Paulson. She's their leading scorer. Mm-hmm. And then Hull is right behind. And that is wide.
Wow, what a shot.
Man.
And I'm really loving the pressure I'm seeing from Underwood here. They've gotten so many of those shots just sail wide of the post or just over the top of the crossbar. And Gilbert's got to be careful, because if you give a team like Underwood that many good competitive looks at the net, some of them are going to trickle through.
Yeah. And they've had the advantage so far, shots on goal in the first half yet.
Right.
Yeah, and Braylon Thomas is good, but you can only do so much.
Right. I mean, she needs defensive help too, and that's with any goalkeeper.
Some more, a couple other substitutions here, one for Gilbert, one for Underwood, an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMTINS.com. Looks like Ellie O'Brien back in to the match for Gilbert, and is it Tristan McMullen, I think?
I believe she's back in,
is back in for Underwood. And here we go. Gilbert up ahead. Leaders. Trying to turn it into the middle. Gets it in there. Oh, just. Excuse me, that was Saltzman, and then into Powers. Mm-hmm. And a little Honan tipped that and then brought it down.
Yeah, the Honan just making sure everybody's paying attention over here. That's all she was doing.
I heard the Underwood fans take a deep breath.
I think they sucked the air out of this field a little bit.
Yep. And it's keeping everybody awake.
Oh yeah,
it's easy to kind of fall asleep when you're sitting there in the sun basking.
Yeah, it's such a nice day. It is. I mean. And the ball's moving so beautifully, and Yeah, you just kind of expect these two to be so sharp, but again, and Honan tipped it, was able to corral it, and keep us knotted up.
Up ahead there, now out. No, I guess it stayed in over there, Gilbert. And Gilbert working at Johnson. Back, long shot, goal!
There's Madison Powers, and a drop-off from Sydney Lynch. She finally got to touch the ball today, and she dishes off an assist to Madison Powers. I mean, what a drop-off. Realized she had somebody on that backside, couldn't turn around with the ball. So I'm just going to give it to Powers. She's going to boot it from 20-plus feet.
And he can't get it in the middle. They're packing it in,
Nope.
Set it over the top.
Might as well.
Honan that time could not get a finger on it or anything. That went right into the net, and Gilbert takes the early 1-0 lead. And now, how will Underwood respond here? That's the thing, too, in this tournament. You get down early, you got to come back. A lot of time left. We're over 15 minutes to go here in the first half, but that puts a little charge into Gilbert now. They back into the middle. But knocked down by leaders. Up ahead, Paulson. Paulson gets it by the defender, tries to push by, goes down, still going. Paulson trying to take it in there, cross, and a little high. It's going to go wide.
So it's still going to stay in there.
She had Hull coming in. Now push down, and that's a foul in a good area for Underwood.
Yeah, just had the extended arm, and that's going to get blown dead every time by the official. But the cool thing too is Greeter and Ward were able to give each other a high five there.
We had a lot of contact with Paulson come up here, but it all body to body, and
right.
just everybody playing the ball. Now you got the arm out. Yep, there's the ball in on the free kick, caught easily by Thomas.
Well, Thomas has proven that if Underwood's going to get good crosses, they've got to do it about 10, 12 yards out from the net. Anything within that 10 yards and into the goal line, Thomas is going to get a hand on and take away.
Gilbert feeds it up ahead. Pushing, and now Underwood. We'll try to knock it back out. Gilbert keeps control.
I know, I did that.
And now they'll send it outside to Pyle. Now go down to Saltzman. And Underwood regains control. We'll get it back to Holman on the goal kick.
Yeah, looks like we got another substitution in the ball game.
Brought to you by IMT Insurance.
Sarah Thatcher in, Katie O'Brien out. Trying to keep fresh bodies out there for Gilbert as they found a goal, and they can try and keep the pressure on with some fresh bodies.
Paulson comes up, able to get that ball away, but now still a battle for control, and it is Potawatomi, or Underwood, out of Potawatomi County.
There you go.
Say. And now Paulson up there in the middle looking. She draws a crowd too,
oh,
doesn't
my goodness, yeah. They're just like Sydney Lynch.
Gilbert up 1-0 here. And now the foul on Underwood again.
Just trying to get free, a little too much pushing and shoving, and now Gilbert, see if they can try and turn the field.
O'Brien back over. I've got just 2 fouls on Underwood and 1 on Gilbert so far in early going, so it's been
very clean.
Been physical, but clean physical.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're running into each other.
It's like I think someone from the girls' union said yesterday, soccer can be a contact sport.
Well, I was talking to the parents over here before, and they, well, we don't really understand all the stuff that happens. I said, offside, and then there's contact. They said, well, so we don't say too much. We just cheer. And I said, well, that's a good way to do it.
That's a good way to do it.
There's a strike on the ground, though, as Powers was going to try to get her second goal.
Yeah, and had she put that up in the air a little bit, she might have been able to to get that on frame a little bit more competitively. But still a good look. I mean, you want her to keep shooting from that far out when she's got that much space.
Yeah, and keep putting that pressure.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Because right now, 2 goals look pretty good.
Yeah, right. With the way this game's going.
We're only in the first half yet, but still, the goals have been, although Underwood's had some nice attacking at the net, but so far now Gilbert's kind of pushed it back in their end.
Yeah, Underwood's had some great looks. They're making Braylon Thomas work throughout the majority of the first half up until this point, up until the last about 10 minutes or so. It's been all Gilbert, but the first 20 minutes or so, Underwood had, plenty of looks at the net and really was keeping Braylon Thomas honest.
That one coming up high, and she knocks it away, runs into the, and they're going to say a goal kick, and we'll get a substitution. But also want to tell you, fans, Central College has you covered with career-building programs. And with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships, it's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. So is that 10? It's hard to read the clock.
It is. It is. I believe it looks like 10 to go, yeah.
10 minutes,
Yep,
about 10 minutes to go here. That's the thing, when we're out in the elements, we have a hard time seeing our screen. And
that sun's shining right in that scoreboard. Yeah, we just dipped under 10.
So here's Gilbert. They get control again. Underwood looks like they need a little pep of something here, don't they? I mean, they're being behind. They're
well, and ever since that water break, and we talked about with Gilbert kind of turning the momentum. Yeah, things have kind of changed from a mentality and a maybe a hustle standpoint a little bit too for Underwood. They've just kind of been playing on their heels a little bit.
Gilbert will have a substitution here.
Katie O'Brien's back into the game.
IMT insurance substitution. And Gilbert gets it in. They're looking to add a little insurance, sends it right across. Ooh, right to Honan. That's not a bad play because everybody's thinking, oh, she's going to center it over to the middle, and then boom, she just hits it toward the keeper.
You play it towards goal, see if it's competitive, and if Honan misplays it, Sydney Lynch was right there on the backside to try and tap that thing in as well and try and give Gilbert a two goal lead. Not a bad look from Ellie Pyle with that cross from the outside.
Here comes Underwood Christensen. Now Paulson. She's trying to find the slots or hole. She's being chased by Opal. And there's Lynch. Gets it outside. And Gilbert is just taking control right now. After that goal, keeping it in their half.
Underwood is still able to keep some pressure up on the defensive end, and they've been able to get the ball to midfield, but no further right now.
Yeah, the thing about that goal was they had the defense was pressed
back,
right, but it was just a beautiful strike over the top.
Yeah,
but got it. There's another long one. Oh, and she has to go down on that one. That came in low, and also it's probably a little different for these keepers reading the skip off the grass. On the turf, you kind of get a true skip right up.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a bounce and shoots out, but here it may bounce and die, or it may just roll. And yeah, it's a great play, and that's a sophomore keeper in Avery Honan. It's impressive. It's important to remember that because she has played so well this year, but she's only a sophomore. I mean, playing at a level like this is going to continue to get her better, and making a nice read on that low shot there.
Tristan McMullen back in for Underwood, an IMT insurance substitution for you here. And there's a good battle. Holt wins the ball there, gets it to Paulson. Paulson tried to slide it over. Defense comes right in there. Paulson right back in at it. And now Underwood trying to keep the pressure on, get that ball turned around. Oh, good leave outside. She'll get to it as Opal. Now back in the middle. And Gilbert sends it out. O'Brien, but that's the first attacking we've seen in a little bit here.
Underwood's really not been on this right side of the field, for lack of a better descriptor, past 12 or so minutes.
Yeah, in their own end, they haven't been there very
exactly.
much here since the goal scored by Gilbert.
Yeah. So it's good to see, and they need to keep the pressure up because, a goal here right before the half totally changes how you go into the break.
There's a lob kind of come out, Thomas. Yeah, we often see those late minutes of a half where a team can just get a quick surge and attack and get a goal. 6 to go here. Salzman sends it back into the middle there for O'Brien. She'll send it up ahead to Lynch. Lynch with it. She take it back outside to Salzman again to try to set it up, and it's poked out of there by the defense. Opal. And we'll get another substitution. Not a liberal with the substituting, of course, on a hot day.
Yeah, on a hot day, and you want to keep the pressure up. Looks like Nora Kalvik's back into the contest for Gilbert, and she'll replace Sarah Thatcher on that front line.
Your IMT insurance substitution. Now here's Gilbert with the throw, trying to go into the box toward Lynch. And scramble now. And that'll go to Underwood. I thought with that elbow coming in,
I thought so too.
It might be something, but no, the referee right there and says nope. And that one goes right off of Underwood. Opal. And we'll stay with Gilbert. And again, Reagan Ward trying to saw it the other way. And that one goes back out to Gilbert. 4:22 to play. First half. Or 4:26, excuse me. As Gilbert looking to add an insurance goal, and Underwood hoping to score one late and even it here in this 1A quarterfinal. Beautiful day. The Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Now up ahead, Paulson, but knocked that out of there by Johnson. Underwood having trouble getting it up front and then getting the numbers up there.
And Gilbert almost gave them a gift on that drop back. It almost got Georgia Paulson right at her feet. But, like you said, in the moment, nice job by Johnson just to keep the possession for Gilbert.
Fans wanted a handball. That might have been one, but it was at an angle where we could see it pretty good here, but none of the officials can, and that happens sometimes.
It does, yeah. That single referee is on the backside and doesn't get a look at the arm, and
your AR, he was up the line a little bit. Yeah, the ARs have to stay with the second to last person to know for the offside.
Right.
And then they changed they've been working, changed the definition of the rules. If you're just running along and your arm's down and it hits it, that's not necessarily handball. But she kind of had it out there.
Just a little chicken wing to keep it up a little bit.
But that's what happens. It's all the angles and go.
Yep.
3 minutes to play here. Here's Hull. Trying to set something up. Good defending back there by Ava Johnson. And here comes Lynch. Trying to get back in the middle.
Yeah, starting to run out of opportunities and minutes here in this first half. If Underwood wants to go, they're going to have to get it going right now pretty much.
Trying to work it. Yeah, they haven't been able to. Gilbert's cut out the outside lane where they can get it outside and go.
Right. And we were talking with both coaches. Underwood was talking about how they wanted to keep their, front seven or so on pressure. Right now, Gilbert's been doing that. Front 7, 8. So they're staying all on the attacking side of midfield.
Under 2 minutes. That one will dribble her into the keeper. Avery Honan, the sophomore. She gets not a greatest boot there.
Yeah, off the side of her foot.
Off the side a little bit, but right. Oh, just a little triple.
Stepped on the ball, yeah.
And now up ahead. Paulson's up there along with Hull. Hull and Paulson trying to get something worked. Now Paulson tries to go long shot, which drops right in front of the keeper.
Got to play that to the post. If you're going to take a long shot, you got to make sure it's far enough away from the keeper so that she has to go a long ways. And unfortunately, just played that right to the feet of Thomas.
1 minute to play. Yeah, I think she was hoping they were looking at Hull splitting out for the pass, and then she could fire one in quickly. Now, back up the other way with it. Ward. How can Ward, can she get control? And couldn't get much on that shot. It's going to dribble in there to the keeper. Under 30 seconds to play. Or is that 36 or 26? 30 now.
There we go.
Peter, our producer, is trying to help me see that clock up there.
Yeah, that
it's faded out pretty good.
It has. It's been in the sun quite a while. But pretty much guaranteed at this point that Underwood won't have a chance. Whether or not Gilbert can get one here is the question.
Yep. And they sent it out. 10 seconds to go. And looks like the half is going to wind down here. And there it is. At the half, Gilbert is up 1-0 here. And we'll take a break, come back and talk a little bit about this first half and tell you what's going on here, and then have our halftime. We're getting ready. It's hard too on the director to see the screen.
Yes. The downside of a video production outdoors, unfortunately.
Good crowd filling in here, and if you hear my stomach growling, I can smell the kettle corn. That's fired up, and it's wafting right over us here.
Yeah, I saw the tent when I came in. I thought that sounded pretty good. For in between games, before our 2A quarterfinal, I think is could be the play for that.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
We only had one corner, didn't we?
Right, just the one. That's kind of surprising, honestly.
Well, all their stuff has been right there and then out.
But even with the ball, they spread it out to the corners quite a bit, and I thought maybe we'd even just get a deflection that resulted in the corner, but hasn't happened yet.
got it. It's back. It's back. Cool. Thank you. How do I get to the halftime interview? Yeah. Video clips. So check in there. I don't see event about to begin. Please stand by. Nope. All right. Thanks. Bye. I don't see it, guys. He said he doesn't see his ear.
And we're here at halftime. Gilbert is up over Underwood in this 1A quarterfinal. It was Madison Powers, 15:29 to go here in the first half. She drove one in for Gilbert, and Daniel, they were packing it in there and keeping Sydney Lynch, the leading scorer for Gilbert, and not letting her get the ball. And Powers just said, well, I'm going to drive one here, and she did up in the corner of the net.
Yeah, and you know, it was dropped off by Lynch, so it proved that, you know, Underwood needs to keep marking Lynch, but even when they take away the shooting lane for Sydney, she still knows to drop it off to a teammate, and a great option there in Madison Powers. She had a goal in the regional final against Dyke New Hartford, only a freshman this year.
That's her 13th goal of the season.
She's top 5 in 1A in goals by a freshman, so it's a great option. And Sydney is a smart enough player to know, hey, I'm being taken away. Somebody else has got to step up, and Madison did just that with an outstanding strike from outside the 18, and got Gilbert on the board. Dar, up until that point, it was Underwood's game. They had it for about 20 minutes or so. They had 3 great looks on net, and Gilbert, after that water break, just kind of took the momentum and said, all right, we're gonna take control here, and they were able to get a goal.
Yeah, and then they clamped down and pretty much kept the ball in their half, most of that after the goal there with the final 15 minutes of the half. They didn't really let Underwood set it up that much, and if they are, it's Ben Paulson, Georgia Paulson, trying to get it going with Tyler Hull, trying to find something to go, but they got that back line of Gilbert has just been shutting them down.
Yeah, and it's been kind of a 2-girl game in the front for Underwood. Yeah, like you said, Georgia Paulson, Tyler Hull. They really need another player back there because Gilbert drops back so well. It becomes 2-on-1 a lot of the time when Underwood's attacking, and so Underwood's got to read those attacking opportunities a little bit quicker and see when it's coming so that they can have the advantage a little bit more. They can be girl on girl versus 2 versus 1 there, and Underwood will get their scoring chances here in the second half. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, they've shown it. They just got to make the adjustments here in the second half, and got a nice little breeze. That feels good.
That feels really good.
Coming across here, the field is, of course, we get up in toward the noon hour, and that sun gets high. It's overhead. That's when you get the warmest part of the day here. So that second game, the 2A, is going to be interesting as it heats up a little bit, and we'll see. I'm sure both these coaches and talking to. We talked with both those coaches coming in and talking with the coach. He said that we're just going to keep up the pressure, keep it up, and keep doing what we do. We're not changing what we do, and both of them kind of said that here coming in, that you can't make a lot of adjustments. You just have to be aware, and they've been aware of Sydney Lynch in there and what she does.
Right.
So
and I think we talked with Coach Kearns about that over there on Gilbert's side. We asked her, with Underwood's pressure, do you have to change things up on defense? Yeah, she really said no. We've gotten to this point with the success we've had playing. I'll put these words in her mouth, playing in an outstanding conference in the Raccoon River. And they're just going to do what's led them to success this year. We're going to see another Raccoon River team on this field in Class 2A. North Polk is here as well. 3 out of the 9 schools in the Raccoon River have made it here to the Girls State Soccer Tournament. So when you're playing that level of talent on a regular basis like Gilbert has, it's no wonder why they're here at the state tournament this year.
And, of course, I learned once again, I asked the question, what do you got to do to win out of both these teams? And the both coaches said, we got to score one more goal than they do.
One more goal,
Like,
yep.
okay, don't ask those yes and no and those easy.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's,
yeah, it was kind of fun. They're both interesting to talk to both of them, as they prepare for this.
And the nice thing too is they're keeping things light. I mean, they realize, it's a state tournament game. There's a lot riding on this, but they understand it's a high school game. These girls just want to come out here, have some fun, play on the state's biggest stage, and see what can happen. And for Gilbert right now, they're up by a goal, but I mean, shoot, Underwood with their pressure in the first half, they got to feel really confident that they're still in this game and they can make some noise.
Before we kick off, I'll let you know the official tournament merchandise is online, fans, at the IGHSAU.org. You can browse and customize your merchandise to match your style for the Girls State Soccer Tournament. So I'll let you know that if you want to get the merchandise. It's available online as there's the whistle and we're underway, and Gilbert will kick it off to start the second half with that 1-0 lead. And now they'll be going north to south in the black and Underwood in the white, heading back the other way. And just the little breeze will be behind Underwood here. I don't think it's been enough to make a difference on the ball a lot today yet.
No, it really hasn't, because Gilbert scored going that way too. So it's a light breeze. Maybe some of your clears travel just a touch farther, but outside of that, it's not, like some winds you can get some big advantages with.
Up to Tyler Hull there for Underwood. Now handled by Paulson. She sends it outside. And you always look for the big surge to start the second half. Let's see what Underwood does if they can come out and try to even this up early.
Yeah, that 10-minute break, you hope Underwood just kind of kept things calm, tried to relax, recharge the battery so they can play a strong 40 minutes here in the second.
And that one will go out for a goal kick. So Underwood, will they keep the pressure on here, try to keep it their own half and attack? Gilbert over to Greeter. Good pass up ahead there, knocked out by Holly Larson. But Gilbert will get it in their half now. Greeter throws it in. There's Lynch. Lynch across. And on the rebound, goal!
Sarah Thatcher on that left side of the box, able to sneak it in. And again, it's Sydney Lynch who sends that ball into the box and makes a play happen. Even when she can't shoot it on net, she can cross it, and she found Thatcher breaking on that left side wide open and got the rebound.
And then it was scrambled, and Underwood couldn't clear it out of there, and Thatcher off the rebound put it in, and it's 2-0 Gilbert here as we get the second half started. And for Thatcher, that is goal number 8 on the season. Now here's Underwood. Paulson with it. Underwood looking to respond. A little more urgency now. That one is going to go ricochet off, and that'll be the first corner, or no, the second corner of the match for Underwood. Brought to you by Kruger Seeds. Learn more about Kruger Seeds at KrugerSeeds.com. Here's swinging out, headed back, and it's going to go wide. Underwood keeps it there, though, lobbed it in toward the keeper. She has to come over her own player to knock it out of there. Underwood trying to keep the pressure on. And now still battling for it. Send it back in. Knocked down by Hull. And then cleared out by Gilbert. Gilbert really making him work in there.
And a sign of a good keeper. We were talking about Braylon Thomas there on that last shot. When she can control the box like that, she's an outstanding keeper.
Turn and the left footer goes high for Tyler Hull. She turned around, had it lined up nice, but just got underneath it.
Well, the nice thing is they were understanding they need to get that ball up because right now a lot of those shots on Thomas here today have all gone low, and Braylon's been able to get down there and deflect it away, do what she's needed to do, and got to get that ball up if you're going to be able to score on Thomas, I think.
Here's Gilbert now, and that'll go back to Underwood. Underwood trying to cut this lead in half now as Gilbert scores early here in the second half. And in the middle, Paulson. She turns, fires, and right to the corner of the keeper right there, Thomas.
Near post shot, and Thomas read it well. Took away that near angle, and that's again a great play by the All-State keeper.
Drop it into Paulson. Paulson back over. And that shot will go wide there by Lola Paulson. That's the sophomore. Georgia's the junior. And breeze picking up a little bit.
It has. Yeah, maybe we will get a strong enough wind to be an advantage one way or the other. It'll be
those
interesting.
Corner flags now are flapping a little more than what they were. Gilbert still working it, trying to send it back up. Underwood right there. Back. Creedy.
And I just want to point out the difference in the Gilbert attacks versus the Underwood attacks. Gilbert's going 3-on-3. Underwood's usually about 2-on-4, 1-on-3, and I mean, just from the numbers game, it's no question why Gilbert's up 2-0 at this point. They're getting the numbers back. They're putting the pressure on, and it's by that point, it's just kind of a simple math equation of evening things out, or even it sometimes feels like Gilbert's 4-on-3 when they make attacks.
Yeah. Underwood with the goal kick gets it out now. Trying to work it back up the field. Knocked down by Powers. Here again outside. Up ahead, but not by Greeter. They turn it back around. Paulson trying to sneak it back in there to Hull. Trying to get some numbers up there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Numbers have not been able to get up there. There are a ton of black shirts back on defense for Gilbert, and that's got to be a beautiful scene, a sight to see for Coach Jones and Coach Currens.
Because they haven't been able to spread it out wide and then bring it back in to the numbers. They'll drop it back now. And then up ahead to Stangl. Looking for Paulson. Paulson flicks it through, but nobody there. Stangl back in the middle to stop it. Back in by Opal. And Lola Paulson comes in there. And Underwood again. Trying to turn it around. And Gilbert has just been tenacious and marking everybody very well on defense here so far.
And that's Madison Powers marking up on defense, by the way, the one who scored the first goal. So she's not above getting her legs dirty and sticking a shin out to try and stop a ball and stop a run.
And a stop on the long shot there, knocked down again by Underwood. Turn by Opal. And right there was Lynch turning that one around, sending it the other way. Here's Opal. And Gilbert just keeping the pressure on. Oh, good cut back into the middle. Looking. Back outside. Across the middle. Oh, just missed it there, and the trip called as Lola Paulson coming in, couldn't quite get to the ball and ended up tripping the defender. So
Yeah, just overran it a touch, and then the swing out, and unfortunately got a little bit of leg of Madison Powers and tripped her up.
O'Brien sends it up there, but now headed back by Underwood. Good attack there. Sends it up for Hull. Hull, oh, she slipped as she tried to get control of that ball. Kind of caught a cleat, I think, on the grass. That's another thing with grass sometimes.
It is, yeah. You find a spot where your cleats just don't grab up, and unfortunately Tyler found that one spot.
I mean, this field is beautiful, pretty even. There's not a lot of holes or anything in there. It hasn't been torn up much. And the boys did play here yesterday. They'll play here tomorrow, but so far it's looking real good. They do a great job.
And they'll play a little bit tonight as well. 4A's they got knocked out yesterday, yeah. So they're going to play after all the 3 classes here on the girls' side.
Oh, I didn't realize that. So they have to come back and play some of those?
Yeah, they have to play some of that tonight, and then they'll have the semis tomorrow, and the girls will take the semis on Friday again and try to get back to that alternating schedule.
Deep one's going to roll back to the keeper. And Gilbert. They got time on their side. They can afford to be patient now with the 2-goal lead here.
Yeah, right. The hustle is, more on Underwood at this point to try and get something rolling. I mean, 30 minutes is a lot of time on the clock, but at the same time, down 2 goals in a game like this, it doesn't feel like enough time. So,
Gilbert is hustling to mark when they're on defense.
Right, yes,
when
exactly.
they possess the ball, they got time to take their time and just let play develop. Here's Underwood again now. Just looking for one to break through, get things started. Paulson over, now gets it back. There's a high.
Oh,
just over. That was a nice looking shot.
Very good shot.
I had to kind of wait to see where it was going, but as we'll get an IMT insurance substitution here for Gilbert.
I think we're going to get a couple. Looks like Saltzman.
Learn how you can worry-free at imtins.com.
And Koenig back into the game as well.
That one just gets over the head to Lynch. Underwood did a good job to recover on that. Looked like Lynch might have a chance to break away on her own there.
Yeah, Holly Larson, I mean, she might have saved a goal, honestly, with that run. And with the numbers advantage for Gilbert, that's a
you get Lynch in the clear field, and you knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're just asking for trouble at that point.
There she's back. Kind of tried to go something there, but now the keeper will pick it up, Honan. And keeps it on the ground, and then nice little play up ahead to O'Brien by Harswick. And that one's going to go wide. Here we go. Ward. Once again, Gilbert right there. Salzman over on the far side. Salzman drives it through. Still going through the defense. Salzman gives it off. Trouble there. Off the crossbar. And Gilbert still has. Man. Lined it up and took a pop as Katie O'Brien, but came off her foot and went right instead of left. And she's kind of talking to herself a little. She knows she missed a golden opportunity there. But that happens. You got to collect your cleats and get it right set up, and sometimes it just don't get the quite even strike.
You just don't get. Yeah, you don't get the right side of your foot, and things get shanked a little bit. But a heck of a scoring opportunity by Gilbert. I think that's probably the closest non-goal we've had today, from Koenig off the crossbar, and then O'Brien just pulling that one a little bit.
Gilbert just keeping the pressure on now. Here's Stengel. She sends it, drops it up ahead. Oh,
here we go.
Picked up by Hull. Hull. Oh, and she gets hit. And
that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, he was waiting there to see what the advantage was and then called the foul as It looked like for a minute she might recover and get it,
Right.
but no, so then they get the free kick here.
Well, now Underwood's going to have an opportunity to set things up. They're going to be able to stack the box a little bit with a few more girls than they've had the opportunity to here today so far. And I like the choice of Reagan Ward taking this free kick and seeing if she can put it on ahead and get a deflection and hopefully get Underwood on the board and make this interesting here late.
I got Paulson and Stengel in the middle. Couple on the outside. They set up Gilbert a mini wall. Now they're just going to go with a quick tap and then over the top, and that's a little high. Not a bad idea.
It's not at all. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
We could tell there's just not enough breeze to push that ball down. It stayed up on her.
Yeah, it carried. And again, we talked about that's what you got to do against Braylon Thomas. You got to keep the ball up. You got to, play her to the posts, and Ward tried to do that just a little too much. But I'm liking what Underwood's been doing here the last few minutes. With only about 25 minutes to go and down 2 goals, you got to keep possession, meaning you need clean passes. You need to play the ball simply, safely, and obviously you can't score with Gilbert possessing the ball. So Underwood's main thing, keep possession and kind of work your way up from there.
Hull had attacked and drawn the foul there for that set piece, but just some frustration out of them. They've had some good attacks.
They have.
So far, and still a lot of time, 25, you get 1 goal, kind of break through.
Yeah, I have a feeling Underwood, as soon as they get that 1 goal, if they get that 1 goal, it'll open the floodgates. It's just a confidence thing. They got to get on the board. Once they get on the board, they're going to be okay to try and stage the comeback, try and tie the ball game up, or to tie the match up, and give themselves a chance here. That's all they're asking for is a chance.
Here's Gilbert. A little contact there, but
playing the ball.
Nothing yet. Well, here's where Underwood needs to grab those free balls and turn. Here they do.
Yes.
In the middle of the hole. Hull outside. Paulson back
That's
to Hull.
Good one, too.
And Hull, defender came in and shaded her, got her just enough. Now Paulson. She turns. And, that one was wide. Man. Georgia Paulson, another good shot there, just can't quite get it into the net.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised anymore. She's done that a couple of times. How much power she can generate off balance like that. It's like a fadeaway jump shot in basketball.
She hits a 1-foot turn and fires it,
It's impressive. I mean, she's missing them long. You want that kind of power if you're going to shoot from the outside and be that off balance. But, man, another good look, just can't quite convert.
Gilbert with it, will play it in, and obviously Underwood coming up. They want to pressure it and get control back. And Gilbert trying to lob it, clear it out of there. Get it up ahead to Lynch. Now up the sideline. Leader's trying to run it down over there. That'll stay with Gilbert. Still, we're 23 minutes to play here. Second half, Gilbert up 2-0. A goal by Madison Powers and a goal by Sarah Thatcher. One in the first half, one here in the second. Just under 2 minutes to play in that second. To start this second half, she got the little insurance goal there. Now, send it out wide to Greeter. Greeter looks over to O'Brien. Good defending there by Johnson. Now across the middle, and that's knocked away. Gilbert, when they get a chance, they're putting the pressure on and attacking. They're not just sitting back on the 2-0 lead when they get it up front.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, they probably think you get a 3-goal lead here at this point. You can pretty much coast to the end. Now, obviously, they're not going to coast, but, it takes a lot of the pressure off. I mean, two goals is still reasonably close. 3 goals with 20 minutes left is a real challenge to come back from.
Sent ahead by Koenig.
Second stay in. Nope, not quite.
Underwood will send it back.
Good step by Koenig.
We'll have another water break coming up here in a little bit.
Yeah, not too far from here.
Get a chance for Underwood to maybe talk over some things again here. And
got a substitution.
Yeah. So IMT Insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtims.com.
Looks like Abby Patel's into the contest for the first time, sophomore. This lead stays this way for the next 10 minutes or so. We might see more of those substitutions and more new bodies in. Yeah,
a little time in there.
Yeah, exactly. What better place to get some minutes in than on the field here at County Park in the state tournament?
And especially, Gilbert's got a lot of seniors that'll be graduating, and Underwood, you say, well, they got all these young players that were here last year, here next year, and they'll be back, but you never can take that for granted.
No,
either.
exactly.
And their coach did. He said, no, we're here to play. We want to win and get back to semifinals and beyond. But right now they got a little mountain to climb to do that. And credit Gilbert for defensively making it tough on them to get that offense going. Go wide with it. Now back across the middle and trying to run it down just a little wide there. Still working on it. Gets it back is Opal. Now in the middle between the legs of the
nutmegs the ref.
Yeah. It happens sometimes. You're trying to stay close enough to see but far enough not to get in the action, but when you get the quick switch of play, sometimes that catches you. You learn when you're doing those young kids to really watch because
that ball can go anywhere.
You're thinking they're going to take it one way, and then with the younger kids, sometimes they don't always go how you might think it would be.
And of course, with those younger kids, sometimes you just got to watch the 6 or so player mass that just kind of surround the ball at any time.
So Thomas is waiting a little bit there, making somebody come up. There's Lynch. She's going to drop back and help out defensively there. And now into the middle. Paulson. She takes a shot there, and they need to maybe get pushed up a little more. I was just going to say, they're playing it more into the middle instead of bringing it wide and back in.
Right, yeah.
I'd like just trying to, but, with Paulson, with her footwork and stuff, you can get something going, but you got to have somebody else up there.
Right.
Because even if that shot, if you miss, you got to have somebody maybe for a ricochet.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see. I understand they're kind of feeling we got to get up and go. We're down to 18.5 minutes, whatever, things like that. But yeah, I'd like to see her take a little bit more time.
Macy Johnson was going to try to steal that possession there, as it were. But now it'll be a throw for Gilbert, but they're going to take their break for their water break here. While we do that, we can tell you fans that Central College has you covered with career building programs, and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. We're going to keep it here. We'll see. Dar Danielson, Daniel Versteeg here. The girls.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all.
And here we go back to action. Out of the water break. Gilbert with it. And then it's going to stay with Gilbert, looks like. And we're going to have several substitutions coming in for Gilbert right now. IMT Insurance Substitutions. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtims.com and get some fresh legs in there and chance to play. You got the lead, but there's still, the game isn't quite over yet, but you get to get in there and get a little tournament experience.
Oh, absolutely. And no better time to get some fresh legs out there, fresh bodies. And and again, with it being so hot and you have to take some water breaks, you need to be able to get those fresh legs out there to keep the pressure on. Because you still want to do that, even up 2 goals. I mean, like we said, you get to a point where you feel like you can coast, but obviously you don't want to coast at the state tournament. You want to be playing 80 full minutes to take into your next 80 minutes and hopefully your third set of 80 minutes in the championship game. And,
these players, though, they get a chance to play under some pressure.
Right, exactly.
And Sidney Lynch still in there. And Alex Harswick back in, as is Abby Greeter. So this one will stay with Underwood. Gilbert again a goal with about 15 minutes to play in the first half, and then about a minute 40 into the second they scored to make it 2-0, and Gilbert and Underwood's had some chances, but unable to find the net.
Had some very good chances, and just have either been a touch wide, touch too strong, and you just keep hoping that you keep getting looks like that. You're going to find the back of the net, but unfortunately, it just hasn't happened for Underwood here today.
Macy Johnson sends it ahead. Opal now back. There's Lynch playing a little defense for Gilbert. As we talked about, Gilbert has stepped up and really defensively not giving many layers. Paulson through, looking now, the defense gets back. She turns and right into a defender. And it just shows what we're talking about. Paulson was up ahead and had a little clear space, but you soon saw 3 black shirts come roaring in to cut off any shooting lanes.
Yeah, and take away any passes as well. I mean, it may look like, George is being a little selfish with the ball, trying to take the shot. She doesn't have a passing lane down there.
There's just nowhere to go with it, yeah.
She gets a slight window to shoot. She's got to be able to fire because that window's going to close and there's not going to be a passing lane either.
They got to get the ball toward the net and try to hope something happens there.
Exactly. And a credit to Ava Johnson for just stepping in the way of that shot. I would not want to step in the way of a Georgia Paulson firing shot like that.
Yeah, because we've seen her off balance. She's got the power.
She's got some leg.
Fully set. Wow.
Absolutely.
She taps that one through. Now, here we go with Hull. Hull lob it outside. They try to go outside and back in if they can. Again, Gilbert gets over there defensively, and they'll just send it away, and it'll be a throw-in. And a substitution here for Underwood.
And McMullen is in. Georgia Paulson goes out.
For IMT Insurance substitution. Try to give Paulson a little rest. She's been working hard, as he said. Finding nothing but black shirts, though. There.
Oh.
Maybe give her a little break, recharge the legs a bit. And there, again, that's a shot right into Gilbert. Trini trying to turn it around. And there's Gilbert again. Pushing it through. Now Gilbert, for a minute there, looked like they were going to build some numbers up. They have a couple back as they get set back up again.
But now they can be picky with their chances. I mean, they're up 2. They can, if they're going to get another chance at a goal, they can wait for kind of a prime one if they want.
But then again, it pulls Underwood everybody back
right. Yep.
into the defensive half, and so then
about 13 minutes left, and you just find yourself behind the 8 ball more often than not.
Hadn't talked much. Number 1 seed Des Moines Christian and Hudson are playing in the other game. Nevada and Bishop Heelan and Davenport Assumption and Van Meter, the other rest of the 1A field here, and I haven't seen any scores, but
I've heard a lot of cheering from the Des Moines Christian fans, and so I would have to imagine the top seed's probably going to be interested in the winner of this contest.
Yeah, several, so it sounded like they had a few goals over there.
Yeah, they had a couple right away at the second half, I think.
Spread out across the complex here. And now that'll be Underwood's throw down there. They need one big play to pop it through here. They get it in, and that'll be goal kick.
Again, I want to see Underwood, play possessive soccer here, limit turnovers, limit bad passes. I mean, do all those things to at least give yourself a chance. Because, again, right now, the more time Gilbert's got that ball on their foot, the less an opportunity is presented for Underwood to get a goal on the board.
And Gilbert, they're staying spread out, keeping, the shape spread out so they can move the ball around and make an Underwood chase.
Well, the Eagles will get the captain back into the contest, Georgia Paulson.
She comes back in for 11:20 or so to go.
Right at 11 minutes, yep. Yeah, that scoreboard's not doing us any favors, is it?
Very hard to see on that end.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that one will dribble in easily to the keeper. And that kick is coming over here.
We're going to
Look
get
out,
to the
Pete.
action.
Oh, no, she stopped it. Brian was heading right for us here. We're right.
Yeah, right at midfield.
At the half line, yep. Get it up ahead to Lynch. Lynch pushes it through to O'Brien, and it's cleared out of there by the defender. 2-0 Des Moines Christian. Des Moines Christian up 2-0, the number 1 seed. Over to our right in the big stadium field over there.
Yep, and I think that just went final. Looks like about to hand out the participation trophies and things like that, the qualifying trophies.
Here, Underwood back in their defensive end again, trying to stop Gilbert. Heelan up 1-0.
Number 2 seed is on the ropes there.
Yeah, Heelan up over Nevada. good boot with the wind there. Honan bounce, but Underwood only has a couple players up there to deal with it.
And got to play that outside. That's a good ball.
Yep. Reagan Ward going over, looking Paulson. Now moving up. Oh, tried to sneak it through. There's Paulson. Georgia steps over, comes in. Oh, tried to poke it in the middle there. And Gilbert wisely sends it back outside.
Nice job by Harswick. Yeah, got that ball to her feet, controlled it, and played it nicely to the sideline.
Because Lola Paulson was in the middle there, but she just could not get it turned around. So headed down by Johnson. Lola Paulson keeps up ahead to Georgia. She's got a shadow falling around turns. Oh.
Put it on frame again.
Yeah, right in there to Thomas. Obviously on those low, and you see Thomas going down, we talk about it, you don't know how it's going to react on the grass.
Yeah, you never know what the bounce will do. And I mean, credit Thomas. She's had her fair share of saves she's had to make today, and she's made them.
There's Paulson heading outside. She's going to try to go outside, then bring it back in, looks like maybe. She try to clear the middle a little bit, but Gilbert says, nah, we're just going to take it back the other way.
Yeah, and Underwood needs more movement. I mean, I understand Gilbert's, they got the numbers down there, but, I just maybe I'm reading into it wrong, but I see a lot of standing around watching Georgia try and do her thing amongst two defenders, and things aren't going to go well for Underwood if she's gonna have to tango with two there.
Madison Powers got hooked there on the foul, and so free kick for Gilbert. Back up in there, racing in. Fans, a little push there. Fans wanted a card on that, but official says no.
Kind of shocked that wasn't even a foul, honestly. But
anti-insurance substitution. It did kind of look like maybe she was checking up and
yeah,
ran into her, but when the hands come out, then that's
the hands did not do her any favor there.
Paulson got a little handball there too. But they're shading Paulson enough where she now can't even turn on that 1 foot to shoot when she gets it in the middle.
Yeah, and Underwood is starting to play more balls down into the box, but again, still the lanes aren't there or the run isn't there, and it just ends up being booted outside, and they have to restart things all the way from the sideline there.
Long one. Oh, and she, like the outfielder going back, looking up into the sun on that one, but brought it right into the chest and smothered it, did Braylon Thomas, the keeper. For Gilbert. Turn, a Stangl. Get by is O'Brien. O'Brien takes it to the outside. O'Brien the outside, looking back across there. Fell over the ball, but keeps it alive. Now back to O'Brien. O'Brien tried to send it across. They had Lynch waiting in there. 5 minutes to play here in the match.
And Johnson and Larson still doing a good job on defense to pinch that cross and just make sure it harmlessly rolls to their reliable keeper, Avery Honan.
And There's Underwood again. Knocked down again. Powers drops it back. Getting to that point where Gilbert's feeling confident, and Underwood still thinking, man, we got to get something going to keep the season from ending.
And they got to do it now here.
Paulson trying to turn it. It's into the legs there, and that's going to be a corner, at least, as it gets through the defense, and the keeper can't get to it. So Kruger Seeds corner for you, brought to you by Kruger Seeds. Learn more at KrugerSeeds.com.
You still got to hustle because the clock winds here even during these corner kicks. So you got to get it set up quickly and hope.
Reagan Ward will kick it with a little breeze coming. Well, she goes on the ground. They try to, I don't know if they're trying to fool everybody up there to get it to hole, but now back the other way. Lynch, Sydney Lynch, her leading scorer, has been more of a distributor today as they've kept her bottled in defensively.
Yeah, she's assisted both goals, I believe, today as well. So very good distributor. Even when she can't score herself, she knows who to get it to get the score.
Madison Powers got her 13th goal with 15:29 to go in the first half, and then Sarah Thatcher, goal number 8, 38:21 to go in the second half. Early in the second half, they score that insurance goal, and now be a free kick here as fans Gilbert want the clock to roll.
Yeah.
They don't want any extra time here, but
the clock was not running there for a little bit, but it started ticking now.
And that one kind of Lynch getting up there as Larson had a little trouble wrangling that in. Now Gilbert on the attack late. Sent it across. Oh, looked like she went down a branch. She stays up. She might have a head that toward the right corner, but that one will go into the keeper. As we wind under 2 minutes to play now. Underwood. Paulson, good ball up ahead. The defender gets right back on it. Oh, back over, trying to find Paulson again, but she's got a shadow right there on her.
Yeah, once Paulson drops that off, I mean, that's just got to be run it with Reagan and go. She's got to take a shot there, and especially this late in the game. At this point, you can't really a scoring opportunity is a scoring opportunity.
She can, maybe she fires it in and Paulson comes in looking for a rebound or something.
Yeah, anything can happen at that point.
Although Thomas has been pretty tough back there.
She's been very tough.
Getting it in.
Just a minute or so away from pitching a shutout here at State.
And that's going to be...
Oh, we got a player down here for Gilbert.
Okay, didn't see that back overhead. See if she got bumped or something, but it's been a pretty clean game.
Yeah.
A little contact, but just your normal type stuff. Coach comes out.
Yeah, I wonder if this is
could be cramp maybe too.
A cramp, yeah, maybe a sign of the heat here. They're getting a towel on the back of her neck. So yeah, I think the heat's starting to get to these players.
Mentioned it, it's all through. Just recently we had this last week where things really heated up.
Right.
And players been playing in cooler weather all the way through, and then you get here, and it's not like softball where usually you get going in softball, it's hot all the time, and then you get up to Fort Dodge, it's hotter, the hottest point here.
You're playing on the surface of the sun, it feels like, at the Rogers Complex.
But here you get, you've been playing in cooler weather this season all through, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get nice, real warm weather.
The unfortunate thing too is unless you can maybe bribe your school's custodian while you're in your gym to turn up the heat a little bit, you really can't prepare for heat unless the weather cooperates with you. So it's just kind of one of those things that you just have to
do your regular conditioning.
Conditioning.
Hydrate.
Exactly,
say, right?
And
hydrate.
5 days before the game rather than 5 hours before the game.
Under a minute to play here. Whoa! There goes your
papers flying around.
Spotter sheets flying. Here is Gilbert looking to advance to play. I believe it'd be the number 1 seed, Des Moines Christian.
Yep.
Which would be Friday at 10 on Field 9. And Underwood, though, still hanging in. It's the clock running down. Gilbert took advantage of some good offensive opportunities, but then played a masterful defensive game here. And down to 10 seconds to go in the match. And it's going to wind down, and Gilbert will advance to the semis. Getting back here to state after a year off, and they'll go 2-0 against Underwood. And you mentioned it, Underwood, all those underclassmen, we'll see them back here again. And
no doubt about it.
A fine season for them at 11-3. Yep. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap this one up after this at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And back here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Dar Danielson, Daniel Versteeg, and Gilbert will get to put their name on the bracket and advance here, and just a pretty good game out of them. Underwood had some chances early. Let's pause here a second.
In addition to receiving medallions, every player will receive a commemorative soccer ball bag tag provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the Girls Union is Gene Berger and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Tyler Nelson and the Eagles from Underwood on an outstanding 2023 soccer season.
There you see it, Underwood. They'll finish out the season at 11-3. Gilbert moves to 13-5 and will play Des Moines Christian tomorrow at 10 o'clock, or excuse me, on Friday at 10 o'clock.
Friday, yep.
Gilbert Tiger fans, Sydney Lynch advances your team to the Class 1A semifinal game where they will face Des Moines Christian on Friday, June 2nd at 10 a.m. on Field 9.
All right, Daniel, thank you. Nice game here today. We'll reset and be back at 12:45 with Class 2A here on quarterfinal day at the Girls State Soccer Tournament. That's going to wrap it up at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.